Guys, every good name is taken here, and welcome to this week's Sub Sunday. And it's kind of a special one because we got actually two replays of the same tank, but two different players. And first up is Wild One's helper in his latest tier 10, being the M48 pattern, which suggests that the next game is also a pattern. Who would have thought? And he is playing quite aggressively on Middleburg. He is not even waiting for his team, which is crazy. And he puts an amazing shot with HE into the enemy Badget, setting him on fire. Doing already 800 damage with one shot. I guess that's a nice start to the game. And now he's looking to defend, or not defend, but focus the incoming heavies that are slowly trundling out of the city. Bounces a shot by the E100 and gives one back in return. And from the positions that the teams are in now, I think Jack has the positional advantage just because his team has some Hulldown tanks with pretty strong turrets, but not all of them. And just because they are in higher ground means they just can utilize the hills and their armor way better than the enemy can. And he's doing great work of that as well. He's already bounced 2000 damage, did 2.6k himself. Unfortunately just tracks that IS-8, but his next shot should kill him. There we go. Picks up the first kill for his team. And the E100 started shooting HE, I think? I mean, he has to, obviously, because he couldn't do 160 damage otherwise. And Jack just switched to heat, shoot the lower plate of the E100, because shooting up into the lower plate, or down into the lower, from up top is not easy, because the angle gets steeper, meaning it's harder to pen, so it was a good choice to shoot APCR heat there. But now he gets his flush side, he can easily go with APCR. But he overexposes himself, so he takes a shot from the enemy waffle. But that does not stop him, and he gets his damage total over 4k already, getting himself his second kill of the game by picking up that E100. But his team is also dying quite fast. But he evens the score out with his third kill of the game. And until now he has all of the kills of his team. That was unfortunate, taking a shot from the chieftain there. Maybe so. Too much of the world. Takes out the bad chat now. And they bounce at each other. Waffle is dead now, okay. The Su-68 is still full HP, so he has to be careful. Because he seems to want to try and kill that tank first. So he pushes over. I mean... Okay, he's retreating again. Aiming for the weaker part. And just farming that 268 now. With some very good marksmanship. I mean, on range, the 268 is really troll, so actually penning it is not as easy as you may think at some time. Chieftain though picks up his last teammate that was up top, and he's now looking for Jack, but he's definitely not giving up a fight. I mean, they are now 3 against 1, he just has to wait until his teammates arrive. 54's probably gonna die now, because he's a one-shot, yeah. Puts one shot into the chieftain, and now they basically got him anyway. Yeah, he puts one more shot into the chieftain, and the 50B picks up his third kill, ending the game in a solid victory. And to the end results, Jack got 7.3k damage, amazing score, That's more than I was ever able to achieve. He got the steel wall obviously for bouncing around 3k damage. His 50B also did a good job, around 3k damage with the other 3 kills of the team. Enemy Chieftain did some impressive work with 6k as well. But, I mean, look at that, 1.8k base experience, that's a lot. I mean, he also spotted 1k, but still, that's a heck lot of experience. But it was it from this game, and let's get right into the second one. The second game is played by Ripper for you, again in his pattern, obviously, but this time on Desert Sands and in Supremacy, being a completely different game mode and a completely different map. And from the start of the game you can immediately see that Ripper is using the calibrated shells since his reload is longer than the one from Jack, and I expect both of those guys to have a 100% crew. So that's the only possible reason. And he's now as well, like Jack in the last game, playing quite aggressively here. Even though there could be TDs in the back, he's not giving a damn as it seems. He tried to HE the back of the Leo, but 62A just went in between, like he wanted to save it, but it was probably unintentionally. Leo though ran away, leaving that 62A on his own and pretty much dead, because he can't really do anything against 3 tanks while it's not being on full HP. And the Leo is now also gonna die in a moment because he's just on 4 HP. And playing a Leo in a city, on a mostly city map with 4 HP is not an easy task. And I guess those who actually have a Leo will agree. So the score is now 1-2. They changed it pretty quickly to a 2v4 or 2-4 actually. And he's now trying to get behind the enemy lines, but since there's not a lot of forces left by the enemy team, they can't really, well, it's not a big issue focusing one side or the other. His Leo is now also close to being dead, and he's just trying to probably get behind the rails, seeking for a Hulldown location and trying to win the game, obviously. I mean, it's just 2 against 4 now. He's looking at that 50B, bounced unfortunately though, and I mean they all have a lot of HP left, all of them except that Grill now over 1k. Grill now dead, but the 50B engages him, so he has to do something against him. Unfortunately 50B though pens all of his free shots, but that also means he's now on a quite long reload, so he should be able to pick him up before he has any chance of reloading. If of course he does not low roll, which we don't hope. And he does roll exactly average, meaning he's now in a 1 vs 3 situation against any 100 and a 57 heavy, who are both still quite healthy. I mean, the 100 is on, what is that, 1.5k HP, and the 57 heavy was on around 1.2, I believe. 1.7 even, okay, that's a lot more. Puts now a nice high roll into the 57 heavy, putting his damage total over 4000, and gets another one into the weak cheeks of the 57 heavy, definitely utilizing his knowledge about the weak points of that tank. And he gets a third shot in before the 57 heavy can even return fire, with probably just trying to cap A, so he stops getting points, and he gets a fourth very close shot into him, putting him down to a 1-shot. But now the E100 is there as well, so he has to load heat for the turret because he won't pen him with APCR. At least not in the turret. Front at least. Now he is trying to seek for that 57 heavy, which he finds immediately and changes this to a 1v1 situation. But he still has to go through a lot of HP against that E100. And that's 1.2k, and he's under time pressure because the enemies actually have 2 caps and just around 150 points left. So he has to do something quickly here. And that's immediately what he does. He saw the E100 Mrs. Knows he's on a reload and is just going to town on him, circling around him, using his superior mobility to the E100, who does not know how to do or to fend off him. 48, and Ripper picks up his third kill and the win, with as well nearly 7,000 damage. But this game being obviously way closer, so he only got a high caliber and a Kolobonov, but he definitely stood his ground against the game that Jack had. So 6.9k damage, a bit less than the one before, and a bit less kills, but that does not really matter. 1.6k base experience is still pretty amazing in a tier 10 tank. Without a doubt, he missed only one shot and not penned 3 of those. Of all the ones that hit, so it's a quite nice shot ratio. And after those 2 games, I have one question for you. I'm gonna make a poll in the top right hand corner of the screen, and please vote for which game you think was better. The 1 vs 3 situation in the M48 pattern, or the absolute Hulldown god that Jack performed there. Please let me know, or just write it in the comments, whatever you prefer. And see you all again in the next video. Goodbye.